Welcome to Bitter Reality Brewing. Yes, this is the taste test for the Soursop or Lallemand Gose. It's our sour. We use Lallamand's Wildbrew Philly Sour, Philly Sour. It's the first sour I've ever done, and I did not feed it extra corn sugar or anything like that. And if you read about it, this is going to be very mild on the sour. If you want to go crazy, like pucker up sour, that same yeast will work beautifully. All you have to do is add more corn sugar. It devours that type of sugar. It loves it. And somebody was kind of mentioning the more pure sugar you give it, the more sour it is. And it's a good way to control how sour you want. I didn't add any. I just added the Soursop or Lallemand. And then the next taste test we're getting ready to do, we did blackberries and lime zest. And blackberries have even more sugar. So it's gonna be a little more sour than whatever this is. This is only sitting at 3.4%. It just did not ferment as far through. It has a little bit more protein, not quite as much sugar density as blackberries. But here we go. I'm gonna let him, he's never tried it. I've had a tiny sip of this one. And we had another video out there, so you'll understand Soursop Lallemand.
That's very different from the first one.
I expected that. You get apple, you get strawberry, I get pear, and I get vanilla, and a hint of citrus, and pretty much everybody agrees on that. Now this is, a mild sour.
One more pear.
Yeah, I smell the pear. And now I smell the strawberry that you smelled in the saison. I didn't smell it as much as I tasted it, but I can smell a hint of strawberry.
It's like pear and apple. It's good. Not like you get from like a cider. It's like
I taste the apple.
Like the
Yeah.
like raw fruit, like you bit into it.
Actually, I could probably tell you that this was a cider, and you probably would go, oh, it's a little different. But yeah, I can taste it. If I told somebody this was a cider, I think they would believe me.
Probably, yeah.
It's like a tart sour, or tart cider, sorry.
I mean, if you wanted to make it extra sour after the fact, you just dump some malic acid in it, so.
Which is what this yeast, it produces those acids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then you get that pucker. So
that's interesting.
Yeah, it's good, it's light, it's smooth. 3.4, technically it's probably a little bit higher, but based on me trying to get the readings, it was a pain in the neck, so.
I mean, it's not sour up front when you drink it, it's like after.
Yeah, and we ended at 1.010. So a very, very respectable number, but not crazy dry, especially for a sour.
Also super, super clear.
Yeah, crystal clear, but it was a little easier to transfer this. And this I did with the actual mechanical pump system using a racking wand. And I stuck that in there and I was able to move the liquid without grabbing a bunch of the pulp, because Soursop kind of clumps in little lumps of it. So it was nice, and it actually, most of it fell out of suspension, which also helped. And the majority of the yeast fell out of suspension. So I was doing nothing but pulling beautiful, beautiful.
Crystal clear beer.
Yeah. Now I did put a little bit of gelatin in the keg, but it was pretty clear even before that. It had a little more fog to it, I think, but the fog's even gone.
The next one's even more sour than this.
Oh yes, just a little bit. The sours are very mild, but yes. Let's go on to the Blackberry Lime Gose. Cheers, this is the Blackberry Lime Gose. It's sitting at 5.2%. It finished at 0.996. Yeah, it loved blackberries, ate the hell out of them. I'm gonna let him kind of check it out, see if there's any floaties in there. I definitely had some floaties that I saw on one of my tries. I'm not seeing any.
Yeah, looks fine.
Looks good. I did the mechanical pump, the pump and transfer. I used a racking wand, and I took a hop bag, which I don't even see it. I think I have it hanging up somewhere. But I had to put a hop bag through it and had to purge with some CO2, hoping not to get any air in there, and then stick it in and just hope for the best. I did put a little bit of ascorbic acid. I put a little bit of ascorbic acid, something I can't even say, just to help scavenge any kind of oxygen or O2 that might have gotten in there. Go for it. I'm gonna let you taste test it. I've had a little bit 2 days ago, but that was it.
Still get the prominent like lime smell to it.
Yeah, I do. I remember when tasting it, the lime didn't stand out as much.
Oh, yeah. A lot more blackberry.
A lot more blackberry?
The lime's still there though. You can taste that, especially on the aftertaste.
But yeah, I got a lot going on in the aftertaste.
But you get a lot more blackberry than the other one.
Yeah, so compared to the Saison that we did, the Gose, I mean, same thing, 3.75 pounds of blackberries, zest of 6 limes in 3 gallons. But the blackberry stands out a lot more. And maybe it's something to do with the sour. I mean, it's not, I don't think it's overly sour. I've tasted things he thinks are
Is it the same
mild.
amount of lime or?
Same amount of lime, same amount of everything as far as fruits go. The only thing is I had to do the transfer pump because this one I wasn't able to apply pressure. I put them in glass fermenters because I was afraid that the sour could get in and stay if it was plastic.
Lime's still very like there. It's in the forefront, I feel like, but there's a lot more blackberry flavor.
Blackberry stands out more. So
not as subtle.
It's the yeast. I mean, it's the yeast that really helped, not to mention chowed through a little bit more of the sugar, which really in theory should have made the lime stand out more, but it didn't.
And you put salt in this, right?
Yes, it has 0.6 ounce of Himalayan crushed or almost
Only the
crushed.
rarest pink Himalayan salt.
Yeah, it's only the rarest. And somebody was saying Himalayan sea salt. I'm like, I don't think that actually works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's landlocked. Isn't it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure too. I was like, Himalayan, like Himalayan mountains, I don't think that works. Now that was 0.6 total for the 6 gallons before splitting it. So 3 gallons would have had approximately 0.3 ounces of Himalayan salt, and then it had 0.75 divided by 2, or divided by 6, however you want to do it, but divided by 2. So it was 35, 36, 37 and a half, so 0.375 of an ounce of coriander, and the coriander was pre-ground, and when it hit and the steam came up, all I smelled was like earthy lemon, and it was like a good lemon, but it was very earthy, basically like lemon rind and lots of it. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, this beer is going to taste like lemon. But it complements the flavors, and it doesn't really, I don't see the lemon standing out, even though even some of the yeast sometimes will give off a little bit of lemon.
I mean, the lime.
The lime stands out so much that the lemon would blend in.
I couldn't really tell if you...
Yeah, it'd be lemon and lime. We're having some Sprite with a lot of blackberries and a bit of ABV. 5.2% Sprite had blackberries. Yeah.
Better cranberry Sprite.
Now that you're saying cranberries, I can almost taste that because it's a berry and it's very tart.
It is tart, yeah.
And I eat a lot of cranberries.
That'd be a good idea next time. I mean,
Yeah, the only thing is I will tell everybody, and I didn't put this in the top 10 tips, tricks, recommendations, or hacks. Be careful if you're taking boiling wort and you decide to throw in a bunch of fresh cranberries. Because they're hollow and they have air in them, they explode.
yeah. Might want to mash it first or something.
And as they explode, you just get these little spots of red on top of the worts. Especially if it's a light Pilsner, which is one of the ones I did one time. Just little red splats everywhere, and they just keep popping and popping. It sounds like popcorn. It's hilarious. I didn't know. I was learning. I think it was like the second or third year I'd ever brewed. I think second year. So I did a cranberry ginger. It was pretty good. Good?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he's going to be emptying my keg. It'll go quick.
Yeah.
He already brought 2 1-gallon kegs over, and we'll see what he fills them up with. Probably all
I
blackberry.
wish I had 4, so I'd get all of them.
You get them all? Well, we don't live too far from each other, so that works out well too. But cheers. Don't forget, like, subscribe, keep sharing. Definitely appreciate. And yeah, we're going to finish this one. We didn't want to finish all the others because we had so many to drink. But I'm finishing this one because I enjoy it. Thank you again.